This is Matt for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined for the first time by Codie Smith. Codie, look, you lit up that press conference, turned up in the suit, the shades are on, sold yourself really well, and Keller obviously gave you a glowing reference of what things to come. How are you feeling? It's a good stage to put your skills on display.
Yeah, it's an honour to be here. Just on my second fight as well. I talk like it's my 20th fight, but people forget this is only my second fight. I believe I do deserve to be on them stages, but you've got to embrace it, and that's why I come today looking the part.
Yeah, I feel like you're sort of made for this, the media days, the press conferences. To say this is only your second fight, that you've come here, you've said all the right sound bites. Why will your performance in the ring match all the build-up?
Because you've got to, at the end of the day, if you're going to talk, you've got to walk, and it adds pressure, but you're probably saying without pressure there's no diamonds, so that's what you'll see on Saturday. I'm devastating, and it'll be a knockout on Saturday.
Well, look, you're from Yorkshire. There's a lot of good Yorkshire fighters. Many have carried that sort of flag for years. Everyone talks about you, Josh Warringtons. There's Maxie Hughes, who's going out next week, Oklahoma, with a chance in a world title eliminator against George Kambosos. Is that your aim to sort of, I don't want to say do what they're doing, but sort of carve your own path and really sort of put that stamp on you and where you're from? Yeah,
they've kind of paved the way, sort of, but I'm going to take it that next step. They've paved the way to a world title and just doing the very good achievement what they've done, but it'll not be like I'm going to do. I'm going to take it to the next level of Superstardom.
What sets you apart then? Josh is obviously a two-time world champion, potentially three if him and Lee fight with a belt on the line. If in his mind he'll win that fight, it'd be a three-time world champion. There's Maxie, who's IBO world champion on the cusp of, if he beats Kambosos, fighting for a world title. What separates you from them and all these other boys that you mentioned from Yorkshire as well? Kell Brook from Sheffield, he's another one. Big names. You've got some huge shoes to fill if you're talking about overtaking these boys, so why you?
Yeah, I'll overtake them simply because I'll answer it. They ain't got the full package. I am the full package. I can talk, I look good, and I can fight and I can bang, and that's what people want to see. They don't want to see people go 12-round distance and stuff like that, which I won't. With me, you're going to see knockouts. I can hit hard and I can take a whack, so that's what separates me from them. They can punch, they're good in the ring, Kell Brook, people like that, but they don't look like me and they can't talk like me, so they're not me.
In terms of your fight style, you mentioned, look, I can bang, I can do this, but as you go through the levels, obviously you mentioned your second pro fight, as you get to sort of fight number 10, creeping up to 15, the tests will get harder and you might find you can't just wallop someone and get them out of there. Are you going to have that mixture of boxing, boxer puncher? You're going to be able to mix your styles up to adapt when you go through them levels.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not just a walk forward, come forward, banger. I can box as well. I've got an absolute unbelievable amateur record. But thing about it is, I'm going to give people what they want to see. And you say about when levels go up, I believe when levels go up and an opponent gets better, instead of a journeyman who's lucky at getting in there to do rounds, when people open the sign up, I'll be there and I'll be banging it and they'll go down. I do believe when level goes up, it'll be easier for Codie Smith, not harder.
In terms of moving forward, what are the goals? Everyone says, look, British champion's great, we see it as a stepping stone to the world and all that kind of stuff. Are you wanting to be like multi-weight world champion? What is it inside you when you look in, say, the next however many years, what you'll want to achieve, where do you want to be?
Yeah, I want to, like I've just said, I want to take it to that next level. I don't want to just be a one-time world champion. I want all the belts. I want all the money. I want the cars, the fame, the lights, everything. I want absolutely everything. I believe I'm good enough to do it.
You mentioned the fame and the lights and things like that. We've seen many a fighter come along. They have the fame and the lights, and sometimes they often fall short in the ring. How do you make sure that you stay on that straight and narrow, that mindset to be tunnel vision, so you don't let fame, the lights, and other things like that distract you? Incredible amateur background, terrific record, but like you mentioned there, with all the attention does come with that. How do you stay narrow-minded?
Yeah, it's all I've done all my life. Since I've been 9-year-old, I don't know any different. My dad keeps me on the right track, and my mum died from abuse at a young age, so I've always had that I'm not going to do that. That's when you see Ricky Hatton ballooning up, drinking, stuff like that, when he hit the top of the mountain, that was his downfall. With me, that's not, because I stay away from drink and I stay away from drugs because of my mum who died when I was younger.
How much of a, wow, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I've read a lot about you, but how much of that is a motivation for you? Do you keep that close to your heart? Is that carried in the ring with you? Have you seen your mum and that? Do you bring that with the ring?
Yeah, absolutely. She's watching over me every single step. I've got her on my gum shield, says mum, so that's why I'm so confident. She's here watching over me today, and I'll make her proud.
Well, look, have you got a message for anyone out there, people who are obviously going through some hard times? Obviously, that's not an easy situation to go through. That's probably one of the worst things you can ever go through. You got a message for anyone who may be struggling, and obviously why they should tune in to see you box?
Yeah, I think people can relate to me, not just because of that, but because I'm a real person. I've been through it, and there you've got my advice is find a goal and stick to it and reach. You can reach that goal. No goal's impossible. I dreamed of this when I was a 9-year-old kid walking in that gym, being in them press conference and rehearsing it in my head, and look, I'm here now, and it feels like that dream's becoming a reality.
Well, look, I think this is going to be an interesting ride. We look forward to seeing you perform this Saturday. It's good to finally meet another Yorkshire boy doing the thing up there on stage. We'll catch up after your fight, but we wish you all the best.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to shout out my dad as well for keeping me on the right path. I love you, Dad.